last class?
Say passive and active immunity.
No, 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 no. Don't give me heart attack. We are way ahead of that. We even started the new chapter,
Sir,
respiration
we
one.
did aerobic and anaerobic respiration.
Yes, we have started the new chapter and we have done this aerobic and anaerobic respiration, right?
Yes, sir.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you guys about the, you see this breathing system, labeling and how to draw the diagram?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's move forward. So boys, next topic is preparation of air for breathing. Now, as the air, it needs to be prepared before it enters into our body. Now, what does this mean? Now, there are three steps for preparing the air. First point is the cleaning of the air. Now, as you guys know, the air which is around us, this air contains a lot of dust, germs, and everything. So, this air, before it enters into our body, it must be cleaned. Second is the moistening of air. Now, we are living here in Saudi Arabia. This is desert. The weather is very dry over here. So as the weather is very dry, so there is very little water vapors in the air. So the water vapors must be added into the air so that the breathing system becomes easier and the exchange of gases becomes easier. So for that purpose, moistening of the air takes place. And then next point and next step is the warming of the air. Now, whether it is winter season or summer season, in winter season, temperature is obviously low, right? It's below our body temperature. When the temperature is below our body temperature, so when the air enters inside our body, the temperature must be maintained at our body temperature so that at that time the air will be warmed. Nowadays, when this summer season is about to start, it's almost started now. The temperature is about, you see, sometimes it's near about 40 nowadays. Now, right now, the temperature of the outside is about 31 degrees, which is below our body temperature. But even in this summer season, what do? We keep our ACs turned on, keep the AC at 16 degrees. So the temperature or the air temperature is always low around us. So before the air enters into our body, the air must be warmed. The air must be warmed. and how all these processes takes place. That's what we are going to discuss now. Now, if you guys remember this diagram, I taught you guys last time. Now, this is nose, and this over here is trachea. Now, in our nose and in our trachea, there is ciliated epithelium. The question is, what is the meaning of ciliated epithelium? Now, the word ciliated is derived from cilia. Now, what are cilia? Cilia are hair-like structures. I am not saying that they are hairs. I am saying that they are hair-like structures. This epithelium, these are two words. The word epi, it means outermost. And word thelium, it means layer of cells. So complete meaning becomes outermost layer of cells that have hair-like structures. And this layer of cells, it looks like this, boys. So this is a layer of cells. And this layer of cells have these hair-like structures. Another thing, that in between these ciliated epithelial cells, there are another type of specialized cells are also present. And behind the ciliated epithelium, there are blood capillaries. Now, I have a question over here, boys. What is the name of the cells that produce mucus? You guys have learned about this in the
Goblet cells.
Goblet cells.
digestive system. Very good. So these are what? These are goblet cells over here that produce mucus. Now, this mucus, it is produced by these goblet cells, and this mucus is present over here. So let's suppose that this is what? This is the mucus. And these over here, these are what? These are cilia, the hair-like structures. And these are what? These are blood vessels. Now what happens? Let's suppose when the air passes through the nose and trachea, so there will be cleaning, warming, and moistening of the air. First of all, what do we discuss? That there is mucus over there. Now, guys, this mucus, it is a sticky liquid. So as the mucus is a sticky liquid, so what will happen, that the dust and germs, they will stick to the mucus. Right, boys? So what happens, that the dust and germs, they get stuck to the mucus, so the air becomes clean. Second point was the moistening of the air, or adding water vapors into the air. Now, as I just told you that the mucus is a liquid, so it means that mucus contains the water in it. It means that the mucus contains the water in it. So what will happen, that the water molecules, they evaporate from the mucus and they enter into the air, making the air moist. Right, boys? Making the air moist. Next thing, what happens, that let's suppose I told you what is the temperature right now, 31 degrees. What is our body temperature? 37 degrees. It means that in the blood the temperature is high and the air temperature is low. Now, boys, you have learned in chemistry, physics, that heat is always transferred from the warmer object to the colder object. Have you guys learned this or not? Right, boys? Have you learned? Yes,
Yes, sir.
boys?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We have learned.
All right. So what will happen in this case, that the air, you see, it will become warm. How? The heat will be transferred from the blood to the air, from the warmer blood to the colder air. So as the heat will be transferred from the warmer blood to the colder air, so the air, it will become warm. So the air, it will become warm, right? And when the air, it will become warm, now what is there, that the air is now prepared for breathing. Air is now prepared for breathing. That's everyone. All right, boys.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now, boys, I'm going to show you guys the video about this lecture. All right. So, and I will also share this lecture in the OneNote. Please watch this. All right.
Suppose if we are living here in Saudi Arabia or wherever we are living, even in summer season, the air around us is cold. Now let me just first put the labeling over here. The labeling is preparation of air. Now, why the air around us even in the summer season is cold? The answer is very, very simple, because even in the summer season we keep our air conditioners on. When we keep our air conditioners on, usually we keep the temperature at 20 degrees or 22 degrees, our body temperature is 37 degrees. So when the air is entering inside our body, the air temperature should be same as our body temperature. Now, in preparation of air, our nose and trachea, they have to perform three very, very important jobs. Now, the first important job in this case, that is cleaning of air. Second job is moistening of the air. Now, question is why there should be moistening of the air, or what does moistening of the air means? We are going to talk about it. And the third is warming of the air. First of all, the cleaning of air, it means removal of dust and germs. Moistening of the air, it means adding water vapors into air. The question is why there should be water vapors into the air. Now, let me tell you one thing, that if the air does not contain enough water vapors, it will not be able to make the surface of the alveoli moist. So when the surface of the alveoli will not be moist, the exchange of gases cannot take place. The swapping of the gases cannot take place. That is why the moisture must be added. Water vapors must be added into the air. And last is warming of the air, and it means that making air temperature equal to body temperature. Now, as I was saying, that even in the summer season, in winter season, definitely the temperature is lower than our body temperature around us. But even in the summer season, we are always in the air conditioner because we are living in a very modern world right now. So that is why the temperature around our body is very low. So it must be increased to our body temperature. Now, how the nose and trachea perform this job? For that purpose, let's take a dip into this topic. Now, for that purpose, let me quickly draw the structure of the breathing system quickly, but not complete, but only the structures which we are going to talk about. Now, right now, we're just going to talk about the nose, and we are going to talk about trachea. Now, another thing, the first of all, that in the nose over here in the beginning we have the nostrils. Now, interesting fact that in the nostrils we have nose hairs. Let me mention that over here, because I will use the other space for the other purpose. In the nostrils we have nose hairs. Now, these nose hairs, They are the primary barrier for the dust and germ. They are the first ones that prevent the dust and germs from entering into the body. This is one thing which the nose hairs do. Another thing that these nose hairs, they also help, or they can help in warming of the air. Why and how? It's very well simple that the nose hairs and the air particles have friction. Now it's obvious, you guys have learned in physics, whenever there is friction, there is production of heat. So whenever there is production of heat, so eventually what will happen, the air will be warmed, but it will not reach to the level of our body temperature. For that purpose, the nose and trachea, their inner lining, they will play a very, very important role. Now for that purpose, first of all, let's learn about the structure of the nose lining. Nose and tracheal lining. Now, the nose and trachea, they have specialized cells over here. Now, these special cells, they have some hair-like structures coming out of them. These special cells, they are called as ciliated epithelium. Now, let me mention this over here, that these cells, they are referred as ciliated epithelium. Now, question is, why are they referred as ciliated epithelium? Because they have these hair-like structures which are called as cilia. These are hair-like structures. Now remember, I am mentioning that they are hair-like structures. They are not hairs. In some books, the spellings of cilia are C-I-L-L-I, and in some books there is C-I-L-I-A. Now, these cilia, they are hair-like structures. As these cells, they have cilia, that is why they are referred as ciliated. But the question is, why are they mentioned as epithelium? Now, this is not one word, these are actually two words. The epi means outermost, and the word thelium means layer of cells. So the complete meaning of this name becomes the outermost layer of cells that have cilia or hair-like structures. Now, other than that, in between these cells, there are another special type of cells are also present. And we have learned about these special kind of cells in digestive system, and these special kind of cells, they are called as goblet cells. Now let me mention these cells over here, and let me mention it with the red color so that we can differentiate later on. Now you guys have learned the job of the goblet cells is that they produce mucus. So these goblet cells, they will produce mucus in the nose and also in the trachea. Now let me label this blue structure as the mucus, and this mucus is produced by the goblet cells. Then behind the ciliated epithelium and goblet cells layer, there are blood vessels.
Boys, listen. I'll share this link to the video in the WhatsApp group, all right? So you can watch the rest of it.
Okay,
All
sir.
right? So we'll continue from here, inshallah, in the next class. Take care, boys. Allah Hafiz.
Office, sir.
Allah Hafiz.